Welcome to Deadlands Dime Novels, The Adventures of Young and Holt, Issue 17, Back to Business. I'm your narrator, Ernest Wick, intrepid reporter for the Tombstone Epitaph. In this issue, Young and Holt wrap up their affairs in town, Joshua agreeing to find Sylvia's brother Francis in Fargo, and Porter receiving one last gift from HB. Then it's back on the trail to Fargo and the rescue of Porter's friend Regina, but with a stop for some help in the town of Ortonville, that our heroes hope will be brief. And a special note, the next few issues have a guest appearance of someone from Joshua's past. He goes by the name of Saul Dearborn. Oh, and one last thing. Stick around until the end of this issue. There may be something waiting for you. Now, let's see where they're at.
Okay, so were you planning on leaving at the butt crack of dawn? Was that the idea, or are you going to try and head out before the sun rose?
We were up because we had just finished burning all the bodies at dusk. Headed into town, met up with Porter. I figure we'll probably have breakfast and head out.
Yeah. While you're eating breakfast, HB comes over to your table. Gentlemen, good morning. Hope you find the food you're liking.
It's going down.
Good.
That's right.
Good. I've kind of become the de facto proprietor here at Sylvia's for the moment, I guess, and I wanted to make sure you had a good meal before you left. I've also instructed him to put together a little something for you to take on the road, just to kind of, just kind of ease your trail hunger, so to speak. So he's putting together some cheese and things for you, take care of you that way. No charge at all.
No, I'm worried.
There's gotta be a catch in there.
Well, just a little tiny catch. And he sits down and he kind of scoots closer to you, Porter. And
Join us.
oh, well, thank you. I think I will. So Porter, now don't take this the wrong way, of course. You still look a little worse for wear.
I still feel a little worse for wear.
Well, and judging it by what we all experienced and went through last night, that doesn't surprise me. And I hope that, and I kind of feel bad, I guess. Let's put it this way. I feel bad you've got to go out on the trail to continue, what it is that you need to get done. And you're feeling the way you're feeling. So, and because you are such a good and loyal customer to me, I'm going to give you not one, but 2 bottles of a little something else I had with me.
It's not Kickapoo?
It is not the Kickapoo, which, if I should take our earlier conversations correct, does seem to work out fairly well for you.
Sure.
Okay. Well, that's good.
I don't think so.
Good.
I think
good.
so.
I got a friend back east, out Nashville way. Dr. Clark Stanley is his name. He was kind enough to supply me with a few bottles of a little liniment, that he put together, which, judging by the testimonies that I've heard, works very well to relieve the conditions that you're suffering from right now, the exhaustion, the pain that you're feeling.
I'm liking the sound of this.
Yes, well, you should, because not only does it do that, but it does truly work. So,
Wait, are you saying some of this stuff doesn't work?
well, not mine, of course.
Oh, okay.
But there are a number of charlatans and other unsavory types who travel hither and yon, try and sell nothing but, let's just call it defective product. But this is not that. So this is Dr. Clark Stanley's. Now, I know that there are some who like to use the term snake oil to define these things, which don't always work too well. But this ointment here is actually authentic snake oil. Dr. Stanley, he's in friends with Chinese mystics who have decided to travel out east rather than in the west. And he's tapped into their vast knowledge of herbs and other healing remedies and methodologies to make this wonderful ointments. He reaches down into a bag and he pulls up 2 bottles out in front of you. It's a brownish liquid, and
This is an ointment?
it's oil. It doesn't necessarily have they haven't perfected the taste too well, but as the saying goes, anything that does taste too good probably isn't too good for you. So the fact that this tastes as bad as it does should give you an indication as to its relative strength and effectiveness.
Compared to last night, I don't know if anything can taste that bad anymore.
That's the proper attitude. So I gave you 2 bottles. I would only recommend taking maybe 2 spoonfuls, perhaps 3 times a day.
Okay.
And this should be more than enough to get you to your trip to Fargo and beyond. I would appreciate it if it would be at all possible if you could take this bottle, maybe drop it off at an apothecary or dry goods store and put in a good word for me and tell them where you got it from.
Oh, to spread your name.
Well, absolutely, because I do plan on making a trip up to Fargo at some point in time. I mean, I do love the appeal of presiding over a saloon, but I don't know if this is going to be a permanent rest stop for me. I still have to kind of continue my mission in life, much like you have to continue yours.
I can understand that.
Of course. So, by all means, but please, so if you would, that's the catch, by the way.
I see.
Just dropping off this bottle, put it in a good word, and you can do that in Fargo, or better yet, if you feel like waiting to Deadwood, we can wait to Deadwood.
We'll see.
All right. I've always been keen on trying to branch out a little bit.
Have you been on Deadwood?
I've only been there once. It was a little rough and tumble at the time, and I decided it wasn't the right time for me to do what I needed to do. So I left within a couple of days' time and made my way back. And it just kind of stuck around here in the Minneapolis, in these small towns here, and up to Fargo. And both of you can make me a notice roll as he gives you that little spiel.
Nope.
4. He is holding something back about that. There's a little bit of a twitch in his eye as he relates that particular portion of his story. That something may not necessarily be fully accurate.
I'm too busy looking at the bottle, thinking about, oh man, I hope this helps. Pop open.
Actually, that's what he did with the kickaboo stuff, and it really kicked him in the poo, I guess, so to speak. So
It kicked some poo out.
yeah,
Yes.
it did. I don't want to delay you any longer than I need to, and he pushes both bottles across the table at you.
I will put one in the pack, and I will immediately serve myself up 2 spoonfuls.
2 spoons, 3 times daily.
3 times daily.
3 times daily.
All right.
All right. And if I don't see you before you leave, gentlemen, and he tips his hat to both of you, he looks around the saloon just a little bit. And there are a few other people here. And then he just kind of leans forward. I appreciate all that you did as far as the story that we decided to relate. These people don't need to be any more fearful than they already are.
I concur, and the best stories are salted with the truth.
Indeed. Unless, of course, he stands back up and kind of goes right back into character. Unless, of course, you're someone like myself who's always filled with the truth. And with that, I'm going to leave you, gentlemen. Have a safe trip. So you're taking your 2 spoonfuls?
Absolutely.
All right. Make me a vigor roll. You do not need to have to. You don't have to add your fatigue or modify with your fatigue.
That's a good roll.
Nice.
Yeah. Good time to ace.
8.
8. All right. You are able to keep it down.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
you're able to get it down because
Okay.
it tastes
absolutely nasty.
horrendous.
Lovely.
It is just awful.
I'm having flashbacks.
Yeah.
To the stew you made with licorice?
Well, that
Yeah. Exactly. A couple of hours on the trail on your way to Ortonville, surprisingly do feel a little bit better. In the sense that, I don't know, you're not sure if it's just more comfortableness being in the saddle, getting away from what happened to you last night, or if it's actually the snake oil. But something is definitely seems to be making you feel better, or at least in less pain.
That's good, because I'm in a lot of pain. I'm not very good at writing, so this is going to be a long ride.
So you get about the time that you'd be eating lunch. Sun's getting high in the sky. It's once again very hot. You see something up ahead. At first you think it's probably a shrub, a bush, some sort of odd-shaped scrub. But then as you get a little closer, it looks like maybe it's something that's made out of wood, and it's kind of just sitting in the middle of the prairie here. Then you probably get about 50, 100 yards away, you see it, whatever it is, it looks like there's clothing on it. And it's an oddly shaped thing, so it almost looks like it's a couple of sawhorses that were put together, at least from this distance. So things are just, there's odd angles and things coming down, but you can definitely tell, because you can see now kind of flapping in the breeze is a shirt of some sort. It's definitely not something or someone that's standing straight up or anything like that.
Any flowery dresses?
You do not see any flowery dresses.
No flowery bonnets.
No bonnets. No head wraps either.
I am going to pull out the shotgun and load it up.
Load it. All right, even more.
That's what we call the welcoming committee.
You should go check that out.
Alright, you got the horses? Alright. Leave him with the 2 extra horses and I'll go riding up on it.
You get about 50 feet away, and then you can positively tell what this is. It appears to be, from this distance, at least 2 bodies that have been contorted into this bizarre shape, a very unnatural, inhuman shape. There's no Chinese acrobat circus that you've ever seen where the performers can bend like this. Certainly not bend and hold that pose. So there's like a couple of legs and arms used as foundation. Maybe there's even a head that's kind of holding things up. And the one thing that sticks out is there's an arm that is extended past this makeshift setup that is pointed northward, and in its hand you can see a little piece of paper kind of flapping.
So what is it?
So you had lunch yet?
No.
You ain't if you're gonna look at this.
Speaking of, make me a guts check, Joshua. Don't forget to add your grit.
2 and 4, 6.
6. All right, you are fine. It makes things rise up a little bit, but you keep it down, and you're able to. You get a little paranoid, but there's nothing around you at all, except for a few stray shrubs and bushes.
So it doesn't look like this is a foundation for like a dugout
Absolutely.
or anything like that. It's
No,
just
it's
some
free.
sort
Looks
of
like it's freestanding.
freestanding. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll dismount and carefully stroll up to
How
the
many horses
hand.
do we have?
What's up?
How many horses do we have?
You've got 3 right now. The one you're on and the
We
2
have
you're
4
holding.
horses total?
Yeah.
Whew, I thought we had 3.
No, we had 2 and we grabbed 2 at the dead town.
The dead town. Okay.
One each for pack horse, basically. So now I'm off,
All right.
and I'll walk up to the piece of paper.
As you get closer, now you can see it looks, if you were to make a guess, if you were to judge by the number of heads, if you were just to do a head count, this is made up of 3 bodies.
Okay.
And there at the angle as you're approaching, you couldn't quite see it because of the angle of the sun and the way the bodies were positioned. There's one head that is looking basically right at you as you approach. I mean, the eyes aren't following you, but it's coming at you. And there's a piece of paper stuffed in its teeth as well. And it's got this hideous grin on there. The skin is all kind of pulled back. There are definitely some scratches on it. It looks in areas where it's bent because it's kind of a cockeyed bend there. You can see the skin has either ripped or been stretched, and so there's appropriate blood and other fluid stains going on there. But there is a fluttering piece of paper, and of course there's still the one in the hand as well, which is not from that same body. Do you want to look at the paper in the mouth?
No, the fluttering one first.
The fluttering one in the hand, or the one in the mouth? Because there's two.
The one that's fluttering off the hand that's pointing.
Off the hand? Okay. Alrighty.
I'm not going to pull anything out of the thing's mouth until I give it a little lead poisoning. I walked up to the hand.
Grab it?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to hand that over there. You'd be so kind, man. Thank you. That's what that one says.
I'm going to walk away laughing, get on my horse, go riding back to Porter.
You going to look at the one that's in the mouth?
No.
No?
No.
You sure?
I'm good.
You really want to look? Okay.
You could maybe bribe me to look.
Well, we can always make Porter go look.
I don't think Porter's going to be getting anywhere close to it.
So?
Say nothing.
Okay.
Just a couple bodies all mangled up from your love interest.
Oh.
She left you a note.
Do I want to read it?
It's in that one's mouth.
I don't think I want to read it. But it makes a good story.
Make a great story.
Alright.
You better get off your horse.
Hold this shotgun.
Okay.
And then I will hop down, and I'm going to immediately take it back.
Okay.
And I'm going to approach cautiously. It's kind of... Is it this one?
The one in the middle.
Nestle the shotgun in, aimed at it the entire time as I reach out.
You come up, yeah, and there's... And you see, too, that there's like, of course, there's a couple other heads as well. And one of them, you would swear, as you're moving closer, it almost appears to be moving with you. Why don't you make me a guts check?
So -1?
Yes.
I got a 4.
Got a 4. Okay. So yeah, the mouth holds it, and the breeze is just...
I have no idea what this means. I will come back.
Okay.
Slowly.
Did it match this one?
I will exchange you.
Ooh. The laughter and the smile that was on Joshua's face just drained from him.
Oh, really?
We should be going.
I think we must have gotten wrong notes.
So back on the horses then?
I'm going to fish in the back. I think we need an even number of dynamite. Do you think that's a good idea?
Go for it.
Seeing what came at us before, I don't know if I want this coming after us. So I'm going to make sure we're a good distance away.
Okay.
And I'm going to chuck a little thing of dynamite at it after lighting it.
At the body conglomeration?
At the body conglomeration, yes. Okay. And then I'm going to ride.
And you were lighting it, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm just throwing it.
You're just throwing it an stick of dynamite.
Don't fall off your horse when you're trying to run away.
Yeah.
As funny as it would be to have you fail a riding check as you're desperately trying to get away, I'm not going to do that to you. But all right, and I will even let you throw the stick, and it lands close enough, and just boom, and body parts kind of go scattering around.
It's better than that.
Doesn't take you long, maybe another 3-4 hours, so there's a good couple hours left of daylight. And you approach Ortonville, which isn't much of a town, as so much it is an expanded logging camp. There's plenty of you see plenty of wagons here, a lot of people walking around. There's only maybe a few buildings. One looks like a saloon. Looks like there's a group of wagons kind of together, and there's a sign put up nearby that just says dry goods supplies. Looks like maybe there's some sort of boarding house type of place, and then a logging office, and then a bunch of tents. And there's like a little bath area, which is not much more than like a stand with some curtains. And you can even see there's a couple people in basically barrels washing themselves through there. But this is very small, very kind of disorganized. Well, not disorganized, but just, kind of haphazard.
Makeshift, yeah.
Very makeshift. You know somebody there,
Stumpy.
Joshua. Yep, Pete the Stump, who could get you in touch with or set you up with some hired muscle.
Yep.
Pete, you knew, was working here. Basically, his job was organizing labor camps or labor groups to go and take care of his legitimate job, was organizing labor groups to handle the stuff for the logging company. Of course, he still had his past as well, but that's was his past.
So seeing the lay of the town kind of as we're riding in, where would probably be a good place to start? Gathering of people, loggers, other than the saloon?
You could, the saloon, you could go to the logging office.
Okay.
You can tell, you can see where the logging effort is organized. This is all, Ortonville's all, or at least what passes as Ortonville here, is all right down the river, by the river, and...
Offices.
And so there's plenty of people that are going to go to the office first.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So as we're riding up,
I'm
Taking your second.
taking my spoonful.
Okay.
so gentleman in town
Yes.
might be able to get us some hired gun.
Oh.
Ex-colleague. Hopefully we're still on good terms. But I guess I'm wondering, what do you think the play is here? And what kind of idea did you have in your head for rescuing?
Well, that's why I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
You've done this before, right?
How far over that line do you want to go?
What line are you referring to?
The law.
As long as we get her out.
Anything it takes.
Anything it takes.
Anything it takes. Okay. Swallow hard. Right in town.
You going to the logging office first?
Yep.
It's kind of a small building. Looks like probably no bigger than 20 by 20. Pretty simple construction. Just there is a bit of a porch with an overhang and the door, and there's a few people who clearly are loggers, laborers, just kind of hanging out outside, kind of minding their own business at the time.
Excuse me there. Tell me where Pete's at?
The Stump?
Yep.
Yeah, he's down by the river, over there.
Much obliged.
No, how far is the river?
From this
Where we currently are, yeah.
100, 200 feet.
Is there a saloon? You said there was...
There is a saloon in here, yes.
Do you want me to take the horses over there?
No, you can.
Okay. I'm going to take the horses over to the saloon and scope things out while he
Okay.
negotiates.
All right. Well, let's continue with you here, Joshua, since you're going down there. It's pretty obvious to see. Basically, there's a raised platform area, and there is kind of a tent put on top of it, with a cloth overhang, and there's a gentleman up there standing, and he's making marks on a table that's inside that open air tent. He'll write a little bit. It looks like he takes a pull off a bottle of beer, puts it back down, runs a hand over a sweaty bald head.
Reach down, and since I'm riding up, I'll reach down in one of my saddlebags and pull out one of those bottles of whiskey.
He's kind of lost. He seems lost in his work.
Ride up as close as I can, and if I can get to the table without getting off the horse, I'll lean over, drop the bottle on the table.
He slowly looks up.
Beer won't do on a hot day like this. It's been a while.
His eyes squint just a little, and then they widen open. Well, son of a bitch. He grabs the bottle and pulls it further away from you. And he hobbles around. As I live and breathe, I thought for sure you'd be dead by now.
It makes two of us.
Joshua Young, what the hell are you doing in the ass of Minnesota?
Well,
Are you hiding? Because this is my hiding spot. You can't have this one.
not hiding. Hoping you might be able to share some interest in a job.
He looks down at his stump leg. I'm not as fast as I used to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can still shoot way better than you.
But you can never shoot better than me.
I love how you always used to tell yourself that. Like it would make things, you kept sporting this lie, like it would someday become the truth. It ain't the truth. It ain't the truth even now. Oh, that's some pretty decent whiskey you got there.
Top shelf?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So who did you take it from?
That's a story for another time.
All right.
Interested in the job?
Well, I don't know. What kind of job are we talking about here?
I think it should be a milk run. We just need to bust somebody out of the hooscow.
Well, obviously not here.
Obviously.
But where at?
Fargo.
Up at Fargo?
Yep.
Who's up there that we know?
Well, a compatriot of mine has interest in springing a friend. The Red.
Regina?
Mm-hmm.
I know the name, and I've seen the wanted posters. Well, she looks like a fine woman. She got caught, huh? Well, who are you running with then that knows Regina?
I'm running with a type of guy who's a little bit undescribable. He's smooth, but really sharp. Don't want to cross him the wrong way, because unexpected things happen.
He's smooth, but he's sharp.
Yep.
I see. So you're making about as much sense as you used to when you used to tell all those BS tales back in the day, which none of us knew were true to begin with, but we always would make you feel better by not just,
I see you can still cut through my BS like you always could.
Absolutely.
All right.
Somebody had
Truth
to keep you on the straight and narrow.
A young, snot-nosed kid who's got an interest in Regina.
Now that sounds more likely. All right.
Who knows? Maybe she'll make an honest man out of him. Never worked for us, though.
No, it never did. You remember Kelly? She never made any of us honest. All right. So is it just you and him that are here then? You didn't come in with anybody else?
Nope. Your neck of the woods. Figured you might know some operators out here.
I do. It's funny that you stopped by, because I've got something to tell you that you probably will not believe.
Oh, story of my life.
Saul, one of the reasons why you're here is because of your, whether it's your need for your own personal redemption, or whether it's you feel that this is just the best place to start, you're slowly kind of making the rounds to all the other people that you had run-ins with or that you ran with in the past to convince them, whatever. Not necessarily with the, as bad as it was with Harvey that you described, because he was particularly bad. And you ran with him the longest, and he was plenty vile. But in kind of your mission to go and at least make contact with these people to let them know that you've changed and that they should maybe, be considering as well. You arrived here in Ortonville probably about 2 days prior to these gentlemen. You ran with Pete back when he still had 2 feet. Wasn't known as the Stump then, but you had run-ins with him while he was the Stump, and you also had peripheral contact, not necessarily deep contact, with Joshua as well at one point in time in the past. And so you showed up here specifically looking for Pete. He initially kind of rebuffed you, came back, and he fed you a line, whether it's true or not, that he's legit now. This is his job. This is what he's doing. He's trying to make a better life for himself. He didn't want to have anything to do with what you had to say about the Word of God and all that, but he assured you that he was on the straight and narrow, as straight as someone like him was probably going to be. Whether or not you believed him, that's another story, but you've been basically kind of hanging out here, sleeping out behind the saloon for the past few days, trying to figure out where to go next. You probably were going to go to Fargo because it's the next largest city, and you had heard a rumor that somebody else you knew was there who may have gone down the same path that you're going down. You don't know if that's true because it was kind of secondhand, and so that's kind of where you're at right now. Porter, you walk in, and there's a number of gentlemen here. How are you dressed, Saul, by the way?
Just, duster, boots, got the hat on. Pretty stereotypical kind of trail walking get up.
Is there any...
None too clean.
Is there any obvious signs of your profession, your current profession?
Only thing you can see is like a gold crucifix necklace, real small. But other than that, no.
So Porter, there are about a handful of individuals in here. Most of them look like loggers. There is a gentleman who is just described, sitting either at a table or at the bar. I'll let you pick, Saul. I don't really care. The bartender behind there, he is...
Is that the bar then?
He's got on the standard black vest, white puffy sleeves with the bands. He has a really gorgeous black mustache. His hair is kind of slicked back pretty tight. It's very quiet in here. There's no piano in here at all. There are a number of saloon girls though, for sure, and they maintain heavy eye contact with you as you walk in. You don't have your suit on right now, right? Do you have the trail clothes that Herbert sold you?
I don't have my suit because it's covered.
Yeah, you got to take that thing down the river and clean that thing, don't you? Yeah.
So I don't look so completely out of place, although I do have a nice hat.
Is it that hat or is it your new hat? Is it still your bowler hat? Or?
Yeah, it's still my bowler hat.
Okay.
I never got a new hat.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Kidding.
All right. Just making sure.
A trademark. I guess what I will do is after the horse has been taken care of, so I'll leave them. I will go to an empty table.
All right. You absolutely can find one.
And I'm going to pull out my cards, and I'm going to start playing solitaire. Mainly, I want to try and drum up interest in a game. Take my mind off the ride and everything that's happened so far.
You're playing we get about halfway through that particular hand. One of the saloon girls comes over and she sits on the table. You look so lonely playing there by yourself. Would you like a little bit of company? We could play some cards if you like. Or whatever turns your fancy.
Sure, why not?
Why not what? You need to be a little bit more specific there, sweetheart.
Oh, well, cards, obviously.
Oh, all right. Well, that's fine. She pops down, spins around. So, those are very nice cards, by the way.
Thank you.
But, I'm feeling a little thirsty, and I noticed that you don't have anything to drink, and so I'm thinking, and I don't recognize you, so I'm thinking that you must be fresh in, and you definitely don't look like one of them. She gives kind of a little disdainful look over to the loggers, but then smiles quickly as they make eye contact with her. So what says you buy me a drink?
You'd like a drink?
I would love a drink. Thank you for asking.
I know. Yes, absolutely.
All
what
right.
would you like?
Oh, I'll just take a beer.
All right.
That gentleman seems to be consuming all of our whiskey, so I don't want to take away from whatever it is he's trying to chase away. But those people come in here every now and again.
All right. Sure.
He's been kind enough, though.
Oh, yeah?
Don't talk much.
Scott, we'll take 2 beers down here. Actually, you know what? I'll just go get him.
Okay.
She walks up there. You hear him say something to her. He's whispering, like half whispering to her. And then you can't tell what he says, but she says, "Don't you worry about anything." He said, "He looks totally harmless." She looks at you. She goes back, "You doing okay, Saul?" Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you clearly got enough there. Got to be careful with that. She kind of points down at your crucifix. You don't like too much drinking.
Just not too much.
Kind of boops you on the forehead. And then she walks back. All right. So, here's your beer. Here's my beer. What? Oh, you're very welcome. So what are we going to play, stranger?
Well, the only game that matters out here.
What's that?
Poker, of course.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. So you start playing.
You know, I will, if she wins, I'll offer to buy her a meal or maybe another round or actually something more expensive to drink.
Oh, well, all right. So we're not gonna bet or anything. I mean, we're just gonna play for the meal. Well,
no, you don't. I just.
So
I don't want you to take it easy. Is what I don't. You don't have to. I won't win anything. Is what I mean.
You're so cute. So all right. So let me get this straight.
Yes.
If I win, you're buying me dinner.
Absolutely.
Okay. And what happens if you win?
I don't know. Did you have something in mind?
Well,
Sounds accidentally smooth.
well, most of the gentlemen I meet usually will meet me for 1 or 2 certain things, and I don't give that away for a game of cards. So that's out. What is it that you might like?
That's a good question. Do you travel much? Have you traveled much?
Well, out to this far anyway.
Okay. From where?
Actually, I started in Chicago.
Okay.
Kind of made my way, and unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but here I am.
Say, this doesn't look like Chicago.
It is not Chicago. My plan was to go out to... I heard a lot about Deadwood, but then I heard some not so good things about Deadwood. So I got here, and then I'm not sure if I want to go down to Dodge, but I heard that's very dangerous. So I'm thinking maybe I might try to go out to Denver.
Oh.
Eventually.
Any reason?
I just heard some good things about it.
Oh,
I don't have no kin or anything out there.
To answer your question, I don't really have anything I'm looking for.
Well, that makes things a little difficult.
It does.
Tell you what, why don't we do this? If you win, you ask me any question about the town here and surrounding area, and I will answer it.
Truthfully.
Truthfully. 100% truthfully. I'll give you my unvarnished opinion.
Okay. I think I have a question I want to ask you.
All right, let's play. Are you going to totally cheat?
Oh, absolutely. When do I not cheat?
That's very true.
I'm gonna watch this poker game kind of out of the corner of
your
my
eye?
eye. Yeah,
All right.
because she chided me, and I'm like, oh, what's she doing over there now?
Oop, I think you're going to win this one, unless you fail.
Unless I double won it.
Yep.
No.
Oof.
No. That's an 8.
You clean her clock handily in this first hand of poker. Well, it appears that you don't mess around, sir.
Would it be at all possible for me to see any indication that he was cheating?
You can actually make a notice check.
You can make a notice check. Ooh.
Both of them explode.
They both explode.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's a 4. So
yeah.
so go ahead and roll both because you could end up getting higher. So best is a 5.
Yep.
What was your total gambling roll that you got, Porter, when you did that?
It's a 6 because of my wounds.
Okay.
So I didn't notice.
You did not notice.
All right.
It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility to suspect, but you did not see any evidence of him cheating.
All right.
Okay. As for the question.
Yes. Just one.
Just one. What do you know about Regina the Red?
Regina the Red. Well, I've heard the name. I know. I think I remember hearing Scott mention something about it in one of the papers that he read. I believe that she is. I think that she was caught. She was robbing something.
Is that all?
Let me think. Perhaps. Oh no! Yes, I remember now. There was a gentleman in here. Not too long ago. I would say maybe about a week or so ago. He mentioned something about. He called this woman Red. And I believe later in the conversation he said Regina, and they said something about the town of Fargo. And I could not tell you exactly beyond that what was said. But he looked like a rough and tumble type.
Yeah.
I did not spend the night with him. There was Jeannie over there. But I doubt that she would know anything. We don't get too much into conversation.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right. You want to do one more hand? Because I'm
Should
kind
I
of
try
hungry.
again?
Well, I'm kind of hungry.
All right.
I'm willing to pay for try for at least one more meal.
I am this time not going to cheat.
Not going to cheat. Oh.
Because I'm feeling nice.
Oops. All right.
Actually, you know what?
You're gonna throw it.
I'm going to cheat to throw it to her.
Oh. All right. Perfect.
So I just did the notice out of a joke, but because you just said that, this die exploded. So
Okay. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, double explode.
Okay.
8, 10,
10.
minus 2, so 8.
8. All right. Perfect. All right. So go ahead and roll. And if you get double 1, she's going to catch you.
Oh, absolutely.
Cheating. Catch you throwing the game. All right. Okay.
So I got a 5.
5. All right. So you're letting her win.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I noticed he lets
You
her.
noticed that he let her win.
All right.
All right. Well, looks like dinner's on you.
Indeed it is. Why don't you order something for yourself and you can have your dinner?
All right. I'll do that. I'll do that indeed. Scott, he's buying me dinner tonight.
And a better drink.
What's that?
And a drink.
And a drink. All right. As long as it's paying for something for you, I don't care. Scott. He's a little surly all the time. All right. Well, I'll be back. I'm gonna go take care of some business back there. But thank you very much, stranger.
Not a problem.
I did not
That's-
get your name. How rude of me.
My name's Porter. What's yours?
Is there anything that you'd like my name to be?
I'm afraid not, ma'am.
Oh, that's quite all right. My name is Veronica.
Pleasure to meet you, Veronica.
Absolutely. And you as well, Porter. And she gets up and leaves. And you hear her say, I'm getting dinner. I didn't have to do anything but play cards. I told you he was worth the time, girls. I took care of my business sitting. The rest of you were all on your back. Are you getting something for yourself or just for hers?
This may surprise you, but I'm actually not that hungry.
All right, then.
I didn't eat much for breakfast either.
For it to work, it's...
My last big meal was,
Forced upon you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Scott comes up to you, kind of leans down. Have you confided to him what you are?
I wouldn't. I'm keeping a secret about it.
Okay.
So if you were to, notice the crucifix, or notice me reading through the Bible at some point and ask anything, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. Except for the background part. Don't really talk about that.
Makes sense.
But yeah, he could think of me as a wandering preacher or whatever he likes.
Okay. So he leans down and kind of comes and puts his elbows and arms on the bar, leans in. So tell me, preacher, are you going to finish off that whole bottle, much like you did last night? Is that my answer?
Well, you have something else in mind for me tonight?
It's just be a seeming to me that if you come into town to try and save some souls, you're not really doing much work saving yourself there.
Well, there's a certain type of soul I'm out here to save. And from the looks of it, you don't got too many of them around here. Figure in a couple days I'm going to be heading up to Fargo.
All right. Well, I know that these lot may not necessarily be the kind of people you're looking for, but they could certainly use some good words. I'm not telling you to do your job. I'm just saying they could use your help. And I know you talked to Pete, but and the fact that he didn't take a swing at you says something about your abilities right there.
You asking me to preach to these people?
No, I would never ask such a thing. I'm just suggesting it. Just saying that that's a possibility. Well, you do what you like. And if you're on your own mission, you're on your own mission. And you're always still welcome to stay out the back like you have. I don't have any problem with that. You haven't caused any trouble, which is good.
I'll think about it.
Don't think too hard. Sometimes the easiest decision is the closest one. Joshua, so Pete leans in. You'll not believe. I've got something to tell you that you just will not believe. I don't know if you remember ornery cuss who used to... Well, he didn't run with us as long as you and I did together. But he ran with me a bit. And I know you were there for a couple of jobs. It was Saul. He was a little harsh with the guns. Harsher than he sometimes needed to be. I don't know if you remember him or not.
I did drink a lot back then. Well, who am I kidding? I still drink a lot, but...
Oh, then the two of you might actually get along. He's here.
Really?
Yeah. He showed up just 2 days prior. That's why I was thinking your arrival here wasn't a coincidence. I figured that you were just with him, and since I rebuffed him, I figured that he sent you down here to work me over a little bit.
What, he offered you a job, you didn't take it?
No. No, he didn't offer me a job. He offered me a path. He offered me some salvation. It appears Saul has turned over a bit of a leaf. Yeah. Says
Man of
he's
the cloth.
Well, he's also a man of the bottle.
Well,
And he's when he wasn't bothering me.
you shouldn't drink the water some places.
Well, yeah, and that's kind of true here. Yeah, I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. He said he'd kind of turn things around, found Jesus, and had to make some wrongs right. Yeah. I told him I didn't need that. I'm making my own rights here. You know what I mean? He's here if you want to talk to him. He's either going to be sleeping behind the saloon or in the saloon getting ready to sleep. Kind of like those nights where we would just basically drink ourselves into a stupor. You remember that? Okay, like that.
No, not really. They're all a blur. Except for the one a couple weeks ago.
I don't know how you can keep doing that. I mean, I do it every once in a while, but I don't know. When I do that, when I drink too much, the foot. I keep calling it the foot. They ain't there. The ankle, the stump, keeps hurting. Anyway, job. So, you want me to come with you?
Or point me in the direction of some fellers that might be able to handle a little jailbreak.
I got a couple guys on the crew here who probably could come with you up to Fargo. I mean, they seem like they can handle themselves. Or I can get you a couple names in Fargo.
Names in Fargo would work too.
All right.
Saul, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not. Like I said,
Wheels start turning in Joshua's mind.
You never know. I mean, if she's innocent, Regina, though I doubt it from everything I've heard about her, she might be worth saving.
Yeah. Some last rites.
There you go.
Might make a good cover story to get in close too.
You always had some good plans.
I had some really bad plans too.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You did. Yeah.
Why did we ever try to hit that army convoy?
30,000 in gold, I think, was the reason why. But
there was no way all that was fitting on our horses.
no, it wasn't. And 4 dead posse members later, 30,000 seemed like it really wasn't worth 30,000, wasn't it?
Oh, all right. You give me a list of names.
I'll get you a list of names. I could do that.
Where's Saul?
Points back up towards the saloon. That's where he'll probably be.
All right. Well,
Sun's still up, so
it's hot out here.
it is hot out here.
You keep sweating. I'm gonna go do something about it.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for the whiskey.
Yeah. Don't drink all that at once.
I don't plan to. I don't plan to. Still on duty.
Let's just say the barkeep ain't gonna come looking for it.
Ooh, all right. Chet, get up. Your break's over.
Yep.
Yeah, the rest of you, get going. Remember that mention of brief I said at the beginning? Well, it might be true, but it won't be pleasant. You can find out what happens in the next issue, Old Friends, New Trouble. The part of Joshua Young is played by Brent Ridge. Porter Holt is played by Brad Smith. Saul Dearborn is played by Matt Blackie, and Your Intrepid Marshal is played by Chris Hussey. Deadlands and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Learn more about their great games at their website, peginc.com. And of course, thanks always to our friends at Fear the Boot. You can support their Patreon at patreon.com/feartheboot. Intro music provided by Zitron Sound. And contact information for the cast and information about other music in this issue can be found in the notes on our website, ap.feartheboot.com. If you enjoy these issues, please do consider dispensing a lovely 5-star review on wherever you do listen from. It's kindly appreciated. I'm Ernest Wick for the Tombstone Epitaph. And remember, many people are lonely because they build walls and not bridges. By the way, just historical, Clark Stanley's snake oil liniment was a real thing.
Oh, nice.
So, and it,
Did it really work?
I don't believe it did. No, apparently it actually never really worked, but we'll see.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how this goes.
The one pulled out of the hand reads, "Do not deny her."
And the one out of the mouth reads, "You smell of the two-faced woman."